What up, all you naysayers, you ne'er-do-wells? Man, all you new subscribers, thank you very much for subscribing to my channel of skeptics. Only thing I'm not skeptic about is the Bible. I do get into the Bible. Get yourself saved, get your family saved, find yourself a good church home. I'm not skeptical about that. Anyway, so I wanted to do a video on Isaiah Thomas. Not as well, Isaiah and Kyrie, but more or less Kyrie. So let's just listen to what Stephen A. Smith has to say.
Do you agree with Amino Hassan and PJ Carlissimo that this deal is a win-win for both sides?
Well, I think it's a win-win, but I think that, it also depends on how you look at it as well. I mean, if you're in the Boston Celtics, obviously Kyrie Irving, you get a degree of core certainty because he's a championship point guard, a prolific scorer in this game. He's championship tested. You know what he brings to the table. Not only that, on top of it all, he's locked in for the next 2 years, plus a player option after that, which we all believe that he'll exercise to opt out of his contract. But if you're Boston, you don't have to think about him next summer like you're going to have to think about with Isaiah Thomas. And he's not a miniature 5'9" guard, so that you're worried about having to give $30 million to. And so that definitely helps you while not only are you still in championship contention within the Eastern Conference, but you're incentivized even more because you got a guy, Kyrie Irving, who wants it out. And if anybody has an incentive to go against LeBron and to try and beat him, it would be Kyrie Irving. So let's put that in perspective. Then in Cleveland, Isaiah is a big-time scorer. Jay Crowder is a rough rider and a defender who's capable of hitting outside shots. And he's that physical presence to spell for LeBron James, but also to protect LeBron James because a lot of people might go at LeBron James in ways that you don't want your superstar to have to go fend up against on his own. Then you also have an unprotected first-round pick because we all expect the Brooklyn Nets to flat out stink. They're years away from being relevant. We know that. And as a result, it's going to be a high pick on their part. All of those things into consideration, you got to love what Cleveland did for itself. Because remember, in the event that LeBron leaves, then you can elect not to pay Isaiah. So you're getting Isaiah's numbers off the books. You're getting LeBron James' numbers off the books. You still got an anticipated high first-round pick to rebuild and retool. All of those things could potentially work in your favor, and that's what's going on right now for Cleveland.
All right, yada, yada, yada. There's more to that. I just didn't want to gaffle all of what Stephen A. said. So let's go outside. But Stephen A. is on the right sheet of music. Sometimes I don't agree with Stephen A. One, the way he brings his point across with all the yelling and excitement needs to calm down. But two, sometimes I just don't agree because I think he's playing up to to the people whoever he's talking to. He's just playing up to them. Not really. You know what I'm saying? When he called Kevin Durant phenomenal, like if he was that phenomenal, then why didn't he win on his own instead of going to a winning team? Phenomenal. I mean, better than me, yeah, but anyway, any hoozle. So, look, I'm gonna just throw this out there right now. For one, we all know that both of these guys are not going to stay with these teams. Here's a real kick in the pants. I think they're both going to go right back to their original teams. I mean, it's just what I think. I'm just throwing this out there. I think that's what's going to happen. And this brings me to my point, Mike, that I think they just want to give Isaiah a ring. That's what I think. Now you guys are gonna jump all off into gematria and sacrifices and all that. I already seen your comments. Some of you guys believe in that, and I'm very skeptical of that because I'm like, well, does everybody have a blood sacrifice to win a ring? The answer is no. not that I've seen. So I don't really dip off into that. But if you were going to say his sister was one, which I don't think she was, then you would be like, yeah, now you owe me. Then all of a sudden, I mean, that would make sense on, when you're looking at it that way. And then all of a sudden, Kyrie Irving doesn't want to be on that team anymore. And he wants to get traded to a team that he spanked. When you're looking at Cleveland, you're like, they're like, okay, Cleveland, you just picked up Isaiah Thomas. You don't even know if he's going to play the whole year. You really don't. And thank you guys for correcting me on who was the center. Tristan Thompson was the center, I think. I don't know. But thank you for correcting me. You guys know I don't mind being corrected in sports. I just don't mind. I don't mind being corrected in anything. It's the way you do it. And Sanchez, I was never upset at you about what we were talking about. I was just trying to get on the same sheet of music mentally. But I like all of your different perspectives. Even when you argue, even, Mikey James, the way he delivers his perspective sometimes is, not digestible to everybody, but nonetheless, it's still valuable to me because I read those comments. I'm like, I never thought about that. You know, but as far as Isaiah Thomas or Kyrie Irving being on the Celtics, Kyrie knows. When they was talking about him going up against LeBron James and to beat LeBron James, that's not going to happen. Listen, here's what will happen. The Celtics will beat the Cavs during the regular season. They might beat them 1 or 2 games. I don't know how many times they face each other. But they're going to beat them at least once. Let me tell you why. Hype. They're just going to hype it up. They're going to hype up Kyrie. They're going to try to make it seem like something it isn't. They're going to questionize. Can I use that word, questionize? They're going to questionize Isaiah's ability. They're going to sit him down. And they're going to sit him down. They're going to bring in, do they still have Deron Williams? I'm just saying they're gonna switch him out a lot. Then they're gonna look at how much time Isaiah's played, and they're gonna look at how much time Kyrie's played. There's gonna be that whole big, comparison. That's gonna mean goose egg. It's gonna mean nothing. They're gonna do that the whole season. But when it comes down to it, when the Fitz hits the shan, Kyrie's gonna lose. That's just that. They're not even gonna lose bad. But as soon as they play a 7-game series, they're gonna lose. It's not gonna be like an embarrassing loss like the Celtics had last year. It's gonna be good. But they're gonna lose. And they're gonna lose in the playoffs, and that's just gonna be that. And Cleveland's gonna move on. And there's gonna be this big, whoop-de-doo about Cleveland going back to the championships. But I told you guys that they were gonna go back to the championship games, and win. And when they win in Game 7, for one, I'm going to get a whole lot more subscribers. For two, especially after Cleveland wins the World Series, somebody's going to be